The next topic is Newton's law of cooling. What this law says? This law says mainly how the body cools down, at what rate it cools down with time. So the cooling rate can be discussed in the Newton's law of cooling. In order to explain that, we shall consider on the table a cup of tea or a milk. So initially it was a temperature, let us say above room temperature. Now you place it, what happens? Gradually it cools down. Gradually it cools down. What is the reason for it? So this is called as surroundings. It exchanges heat from system to surroundings or surroundings to system, right? Now here what is happening? The heat can be lost and will be given to surroundings, so the temperature will be fall down gradually, right? Another example, let us consider a calorimeter. Of course, generally it is made up of a copper. So there is an insulation stand setup is there. There is a hole where you can insert a thermometer. A thermometer is there, and inside the calorimeter we can consider a water about 300 ml water. Now initially the temperature of the water, which is called as a T1, that is equivalent to the temperature of the surroundings. Right? Generally what is the room temperature? Say it is about 27 to 30 degrees centigrade. Now assume that the water is also at temperature T1. Now the supply heat to the calorimeter, heat can be supplied now, so that what happens, the temperature of the water inside the calorimeter can be increased. Let us say you can think of it, it is about above 40, like it is 50 degrees centigrade, until that the heat has been supplied. Now what you do, just again after reaching it at temperature T2, you stop heating, remove the heat source to the calorimeter. So now you can do that, remove the heat source, then what happens? Now it is allowed to cool down. Now water is allowed to cool down. So now with you, by using a thermometer, proper readings thermometer, we can note down it, right? What is the difference in temperature? You can calculate difference in temperature, which is called as a T2 minus T1. You can measure it for every minute. Let us say for every minute you can find out the difference in temperatures, right? Now so you are allowed to stir the contents in the calorimeter by using simple stirrer. So there is arrangement of stir is also there. You can stir the contents which are there. That is a facility which is there in the calorimeter. Already you know it in the which was seen in the last class. Right? Now if you draw a graph between a time that is taken to cool down, T here, and this is called as a temperature, that is delta T. Delta T temperature can be taken. The first, how the situation, it is drastically fall down. and after some time it is slowly cooled down. Now after joining this one, you will get it as this is a graph. Here of course the negative slope is there. So now the what you can find out from the graph is that hot water depends on the difference of temperature, right? Depends on its difference of temperature, right? And nature of the substance, that is also dependent, right? Initially the cooling rate is very drastically fall down and it is gradually stabilized. So from this we can write a simple statement of Newton's law of cooling, how the heat exchanges, how the heat negative rate we can find out. Now what was seen that this activity, what was shown that hot body loses heat, like water losses heat to the surroundings. To the surroundings, right? What is that in the form of heat? In terms of radiation or heat radiation. So the rate of loss of heat mentioned with the negative depends on change in difference in temperature between, like temperature between the system and surroundings. So Newton, this he is the first one who developed this one. How? The dq by dt, loss of heat mentioned with negative sign, directly proportional to T2 minus T1. So how you can write it as dq by dt minus is equal to k into T2 minus T1. So this is right. How do you write in terms of this one? Newton's law of cooling the rate of loss of heat, which is minus dq by dt of the body, directly proportional to the difference of temperature delta T, which is equal to T2 minus T1 of the body and the surroundings. Right. This is actually Newton's law. What is K? Here K is a constant, which is positive constant. K is a positive constant which depends on the area and nature of the substance of the body, which depends on area and nature of the substance. Right. we shall see that how to find out final temperature in terms of calculations. Now, consider a substance or a body, right? Or a body or a substance of mass m and specific heat capacity S at temperature, let us say T2, and T1 be the temperature of the surroundings. T1 be the temperature of the surroundings. Now if the delta T2 is the temperature difference delta T2 is a dT2 is the temperature difference. Now the amount of heat lost, how to calculate that exchanging of heat lost? Heat lost is dq is equals to ms delta T. Here dT2 we can write it ms dT2, right? How to write this dq by dt? Dq by dt is equal to ms dT2 by dt, right? Now what Newton's law says? Newton law says that minus dq by dt negative rate is equal to k into T2 minus T1. Now you substitute here instead of this one. How do you write? We will write it as ms dt2 by dt is equal to k into T2 minus T1, but I am putting it as negative here because negative is there, right? Now I'll make this one dt2 by T2 minus T1. dt2 by T2 minus T1 is equal to minus k by ms into dt. Now how do you write this one? Again this is some constant, you can assume like capital K, right? Now 1 by T2 minus T1 dt2 is equal to minus capital K into dt, right? Now on integrating both sides to get it, on integrating both sides, so what do you write it as? 1 by T2 minus T1 d2 is equal to minus k integration dt. 1 by t dt, like let us say, what is that? It's a natural logarithm of ln of T2 minus T1, and what you will get it as minus kt plus c. So where c is the integration constant, which is very familiar in the mathematics that you can do. If you want to get T2 minus T1, simply, which is called as e power minus kt plus c. If you want to find out T2 is equal to T1 plus e power minus kt plus c. Okay, this is a simple final temperature. You can also write in that way: T2 is equal to T1 plus e power minus kt into e power c. T2 is equal to T1 plus what is e power c? Simply c dash e power minus kt. So this is final temperature can be considered, can be calculated T1 plus this, right? Now for small difference of temperatures, a small difference of temperatures, the rate of transfer or heat transfer or cooling due to conduction, convection, radiation. Conduction and convection, radiation, which is three phenomena combined, which is out of syllabus to us, so that it was not discussed. So it is a valid approximation where heat transfer from radiator to room, radiator to room, or radiator through wall of the room, wall of a room, like a cooling of a cup on a tape which is placed on the table. Now how another verification, Newton's law verification, we can consider a double walled cylinder like this, where water which is placed, so you can keep a thermometer, so temperature which is called as T1, inside that you can place a calorimeter, so this is a thermometer which is placed here, which is called as T2 temperature. Now what happens after some time, the T2 slowly falls down. The difference in temperature is T2 minus T1, right? Now consider a graph. So this is a hot temperature, slowly falls down. This is surroundings temperature, difference is there. You can consider logarithm of E, ln of base E, like ln T2 minus T1, and time which is taken in minutes, let us say, because the readings were noted for every minute. So this is the graph which is having negative slope throughout this cooling here. Now earlier the Newton, before that Newton's law of cooling, what was said, there is a negative slope here. So these approximations are valid. Of course this is straight line, this is curved, both are having negative slopes. So we can understand that the Newton's law for a small difference in temperatures is valid. Now example problem, how to solve this. A pan is filled with a hot food, like utensil having hot food, but it is cooled from 94 degree to 86 in 2 minutes. Of course room temperature at this environment is 20 degrees centigrade. How long will it take a cool from 71 to 69? So it is allowed to change the temperature 94 to 86 degrees centigrade in 2 minutes. Now how long means they are asking time. So 71 degree centigrade to 69 degree centigrade, what is the time which is asked? What is a Newton's cooling formula? So what is that? We have to go for change in temperature by time directly proportional to delta T, but let us say K into delta T. What is that actually? dt2 by dt, which is equals to K into delta T. Now let us substitute the values and we will find out what the rate constant. Of course that constant K is depends on the area and nature of the substance. What is difference 94 to 86, which is about 8 degrees centigrade. What is the minutes time? Of course we will calculate in the minutes only, which is equal to K. What is delta T? Here delta T can be calculated is the average of the both of the temperatures, 94 plus 86 by 2. How much? 180 by 2, 90 degrees centigrade, which is equal to 90, right? 9, which is called as 90. But what is the room temperature above this? 20 degrees centigrade. So diff minus 20 degrees centigrade. So how do you write it actually? So you will get it as 4 into K, which is 70. So from this we will calculate K is equals to 4 by 70. What is that constant? Now come to the problem. This is our problem. Average temperature is 71 plus 69 by 2. What is that? 79 plus 60 means 80 plus 60. 140 by 270. What is surrounding temperature? Delta T is equal to 70 minus 20, which is called as 50 degrees centigrade. Why do you take this average? Either you consider 71 minus 20 or 69 minus 20, which is a confusion to you, because delta T is there, which is called as a T2 minus T1, which is called as T2 minus T1. T1 is fixed 20 degrees centigrade surroundings temperature. Now T2, which one is to be considered? Either 71 or 69, either 94 or 86. So in that view actually we have taken average. Now what is this again? dt2 by dt is equal to K into delta T. So now we apply and we will find out time T. So dt2, what is dt2? Difference of temperature, which is falling from 71 minus 69, 2 degree. We don't know time, let us say T, assume the T, which is K already found, which is a constant, 4 into 70, 4 by 70 into delta T, which is called as 50. So 2 by T, which is equals to 20 by 7, right? Now what is that? T is equals to 7 by 10, which is 0.7. All we have taken minutes, right? Now this is minutes. You can simply say that 0.7 means, which is about 60 seconds, means 42 seconds approximately. So this is the way we have to calculate. Now this is another problem in the problem set. What is the temperature for which the readings on Kelvin and Fahrenheit scales are same? We have seen in the last problem where Celsius and Fahrenheit, at what value both are same, that is minus 40 degrees centigrade. Now here the Celsius Fahrenheit are not asked. What is asked? What is that Kelvin scale as well as Fahrenheit, both are same for what reading and what value actually. Right? Now we have to find out that particular this. So what is this Kelvin scale? Lower fixing point is 273, number of divisions is 100. For the Fahrenheit, lower fixing point is 32, by number of divisions are made as 180. Right? Now we are, both are same. K is equal to F, let us say X. Now X minus 273 by 100 is equal to again X minus 32 by 180. 100 gets cancelled. X minus 273 by 10, X minus 32 by 18. So X minus 273 is equal to 10 by 18, X minus 32. So X minus 273 is equals to 2 5s are 2 9s are. So 5 by 9, X minus 32. So 9x minus 273 into 9, 5x minus 32, 180 plus 10, which is 160. Right? You can make it 4x, which is equals to 273 into 9 minus 160. So calculate x now, which is about 574.25 degrees. So this value both are same. This is find the increase in temperature of aluminum rod if the length is increased by 1%. So delta T has to be calculated. So what is a length? Length is not given, L2 and L1. Suppose L1 is the initial length, let us say 100 units. Right? Now what would be the L2, which is increased by 1%, means it is 101 units. What is this increase? What is alpha? Alpha is equal to delta L by L or L1 into delta T. We want to calculate delta T. So what is delta L? Change in 1 unit by what is initial one? 1 by 100 into alpha. So delta T is equal to 1 by 100 into alpha is 25 into 10 power minus 6. So delta T is equal to, which is 1 by 25 into 10 power plus 4. Plus 4. So delta T is equals to 10,000 by 25, which is equals to 400 degree centigrade is a difference. So we have assumed as 100 units difference that we can calculate is a standard form. So this is again a calorimetry problem. A steam is there. Let us say this is a container. The steam temperature is 100 degree centigrade. Right? Pass it to 100 degrees, pass it to the water. Suppose this is a container, 100 grams of water is there, which is being passed. So to raise the temperature from 20 degree centigrade to raising of 5 degree centigrade, which is now becoming 25 degree centigrade. So in order to raise the temperature 21 to 25, how much amount of steam can be supplied to 100 grams of water? This is a simple question. So first see that the 100 degree centigrade of water can be steam can be converted to water at 100 degree centigrade. Then mix to 100 degree centigrade water, mix to 25 degree centigrade water. So what is happening here? Steam is losing heat and water is gaining heat. Steam is losing heat and water is gaining heat, right? So first latent heat is required, then specific heat is required. Here also specific heat, we can balance it, we'll get it. Here let's say 100 degree centigrade steam converts to 100 degree centigrade water. So temperature is not changed, but the state of matter is changed. Let's say Q1. Now 100 degree centigrade water to final temperature 25 degree centigrade water, which is Q2. So this is equivalent to losing of heat, right? Now 100 grams of water at 20 degree centigrade initially raised to 100 grams of water converts to 25 degree centigrade. So this is Q2. This is called as gaining of heat. This is called as gaining of heat. Now losing of heat, Q1 plus Q2 is equal to Q3, gain loss. So this is latent heat, this is specific heat. So ML plus MS delta T. What is this? Latent heat of vaporization is equal to MS delta T. This is for water. This is Q1 plus Q2 is equal to Q3. So the mass of this steam is unknown to us, which will be calculated, right? And this is also mass of this steam. This is mass of the water. Mass of the water, this one. So M1, latent heat of vaporization. What is the value of latent heat of vaporization? Steam, which is being given as in terms of calories 540 plus M1. What is specific heat of water? What is specific heat of water converts to water to temperature raising here? So which is 1 gram delta T, 100 degrees to 25 degrees centigrade. Mass of the water 100 grams into 1 gram per gram, sorry, 1 calorie per gram per degree Celsius into raising of temperature 25 minus 20. This is about water. Now we need to calculate M1. M1 taking common 540 plus 75 is equals to 100 into, so which is into 5. So calculation of all, which is called as around 813 grams.